Well, universe, my universe. How you been? Hey, it is. Well, it's not 11:59. It's 11:56. 11:57. It's 11:57 as of right now. And that means it's still. What day is today? It is Thursday, July 27th. A day I have to say, probably is the most productive one I've had all summer. I mean, as a citizen of the United States, that's clearly the truth. I had to get some things done today, so as is my usual, I kind of save it for the last minute. And I have to be at work in 6 hours and 3 minutes. Really, tomorrow I'm going to be 5 minutes early, so I have to be at work in 5 hours and 58 minutes. So, with that in mind, I really don't have time for a 6 hour podcast. I have time for a 5.5 hour podcast if I'm willing to forego a shower and every other morning ritual that comes with showing up for work after a 4 month hiatus. Because I have, let's just say that I'll at least work the next day or two at Home Depot. What happens after that, I can't speak to. But I expect to be working even through next week and maybe weeks after that, given the conversation I had with my old manager today at the hot dog stand when I happened to run into him, which was perfect. I like when the universe does things for me exactly the way they should work if I were to write them out in a script for myself, because all I have to do is just show up and kind of muddle around in the parking lot and then shit just falls into place for me. Like today. And like, what, my whole life? Pause. Rightio, universe. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep track of what I'm going to say in this one fashion. I'm even writing, I literally just wrote down, I'm going to keep track of what I say in this one. Oh my God, that is so unnecessary. Or was it necessary? It was both. How can something be unnecessary and necessary at the same time? Because there can be two different points of view as to how that should have transpired. Someone can say, you know what, bro? You should have just kept that shit in your head and then made your list. Because then your list is inherently reflective of you keeping track of the shit that you don't keep track of. Okay, fair enough. But by titling it that and grabbing it while it's there to be had in my immediate reality, well, then it doesn't get forgotten about. And let's face it, if I'm going to err on a side of caution, I'm going to keep track of something I've already forgotten about. Booyah. Pause. Alrighty. So the list says I'm going to keep track of something, dash, to be determined. And determined, I will admit, is challenging to read because I thought I had more room than I had, and the MINED is a little muddled. But deter is pretty clear. So what that could be, well, even in my universe, I think I can reread that one. But I'm sure I will prove myself wrong on the next recording where I try to read that word. All right. So the first thing to go right for me today was the nonchalant, hey man, getting a hot dog. Good to see you out here, alone in a place where I don't have to talk to any coworkers of old to find you. So you did that right. Now let's see if you can do the second thing right and give me some hours tomorrow and Saturday. Oh, you think you can? Well, fantastic. And if you can do that, can you do that in a way that I don't have to talk to anybody? Oh, you've already figured that part out. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is awesome. So I can just slide in the side door, do your 8 hours worth of work, slide right out that side door, and then do it again on Saturday, and then we'll take it from there. That's basically the arrangement that I have. Now, I did have to reapply because they 86'd me out of my leave of absence. Why, I don't know. I really don't. But that's why I got paid the $36, because I guess they hold over some like, I don't know, something to do with my insurance that did not end up being used by me as a on-leave employee. So they had $36 they had to give me back, whatever that means. And that isn't even something that I got from him today. That was something the HR guy told me. However, I don't know why I'm sharing that with you. I mean, I share everything, so I don't give a shit. I needed that $36. So somehow the universe was putting that in a way, way, way distant savings account, because that was going to be an important week, for which $36 was roughly exactly what I needed. Actually, is that exactly what I needed? Holy shit, did I spend 22 that night? I think I spent, well, I could figure it out. That is something that you're not interested in, but cosmically, so many things have just been working out for me. And that's really what the list was about. So the first thing that worked out for me, got to get paid this week. Well, this next week, because the pay period ends Sunday, which means I'll have money on my card on Wednesday. Sweet, because I got to pay my phone bill. And I'm sure I'm behind on the heat, so whatever else I got to give to the heat. And then I'll give the rest of it to, or I'll give whatever I can sell of my goods, which it looks like I'll be selling a couple of things, which I did sell my rackets today. That helped. That $50 went to cat litter. What did I get Phoebe? Dog food. And then we bought, what else did I buy? Oh, yes, we will get to what else I bought. All right. 2, manager was perfect. He's actually been perfect since I met him. I don't deserve this level of leadership at the Home Depot commitment. So thanks, simulation, because he makes all the difference in whether or not I actually want to work for somebody. Good, effective, communicative leadership is inspiring enough today to make you want to work for him. That's how low standards have gotten. And this guy is the epitome of that in an environment in which nobody else is that way. So I know he's busting his ass to be that guy. It is greatly appreciated. One of the reasons that I was trolling around the parking lot for 17 days trying to get hired back on, because anywhere else that's not going to exist. All right, so the fact that it all fell into place like it did, I mean, he could have been getting a veggie hot dog, but that would have been weird because it's Home Depot. There are no vegetarians at Home Depot. Well, now there's one. All right, so the third thing that really worked out today that was unexpected was I missed, for the first time since June 1st, I missed my open mic at the Monkey Barrel. And I did so because I have to work tomorrow. And I can't fuck this up. Like, this is silly. I could easily have gone to the open mic. I could have taken no money so that I would have spent no money. Like, there was no reason for me to miss it, except that I needed to focus on one thing tonight. And that was getting enough of myself in order and ready to tackle a 6 a.m. fucking show up shift to go pack down stuff at the Home Depot. Listen, this is the kind of work that I can do 8 hours of without even noticing it's gone by. So there's that. It is as brainless and mind-numbing an initiative as I can undertake, while still being engaged enough in the activity to maintain my concentration and do a good job. This is it. He basically gave me these 20 hours a week to do the things that I like to do that he knows I'm effective at. And to basically just do it as the store needs it done. Carte blanche, go fix the store. Okie dokie. That I can live with. So, having walked into a situation where, hatefully, I'm getting everything that I could possibly ask for, well, that has to be number 4, and really maintaining, I'll call it my current new job flow. We'll call that NJF. I'll never know what the fuck that means. Okay, new job flow. I gotta write that out. Ugh, what a terrible phrase. Okay, we'll come up with something better than NJF. I might just call it NJF because then I can call it whatever the fuck I want those 3 letters to mean. Okay, maintaining my NJF meant missing my open mic. And I was going to my open mic until 5:30, until 6:30, until 7:30. Even at 8:30, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I mean, at that point, I'd basically gotten all the house chores done that I wanted to get done. Although, I still haven't done the fucking cat litter. Oh, fuck. I fucking have to do the cat litter. Am I going to finish my point? Do I have a point? My point was, so by 8:30, I was still considering going. So signing on as I did tonight, 3.5 hours later than that, obviously I had redirected my energy to miss my open mic, maintain my current NJF, because my manager was perfect about giving me the job exactly as I want it to be so that I could get paid next Wednesday, which really all kind of needed to happen today. And none of which was even remotely established when I woke up at 6 and then 6:50 and then 6:58 and then 7:10 and I finally got out of bed at like 9. So really between 9 and 2, 5 hella hours for Johnny. Sorry, I threw hella in there. That's awful. Pause. Okay, the pause button was working well until just now. Okay, I do have a sideways rant. I hate how I don't understand stuff when it comes to especially shenanigans at the self-checkout aisle, which I know exist, and I'm sure I can figure out some of it. But I mean, people get pretty sophisticated with this stuff because I know what the training looks like on the other end. I'll just say that. And I'm fucking glad I'm not a cashier. That looks like a horrible job in any situation because this stuff is regular. But tonight, out of my bag fell a, what is this? This is the thing that you get in your bag when, and actually it didn't fall out of my bag. I mean, I'm misstating the whole situation. The truth is, when you get into the self-checkout area, there are 6 registers. There are now 2 people that watch that area, plus cameras over each register. I mean, the reason I don't understand the shenanigans is because I don't see how you get away with shit with that much observation. But whatever. People apparently do to the tunes of hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. One of the things I know they do is they take things like this tag that I'm holding in my hand, which is for 99-cent produce items. They go in these little red mesh bags, and they get this tag put on top of it, which means this 024859, whatever UPC code or whatever that is, scans for 99 cents. And it has variable weight around a pound or 2. Because it could be eggplant, it could be onions, it could be fucking tomatoes, it could be goddamn Brussels sprouts. I don't even know. There's a shit ton of stuff that goes into that little bag. It's all produce. So it's only going to be a pound or 2. But a pound or 2 or 2 of other shit in the store, fuck yeah, that shit's worth a lot of money. And so what's funny is this is one of the few things they told us about while I was working in the meat department at King Soopers. Like, I remember them explaining to me that tag swapping on the 99-cent bags was a big deal. It was happening a lot. This was in what was that? 2019? Shit, probably. Anyway, point is, it's been a while. And I just tonight saw this fall out, and I don't even think it fell out of a customer's bag. I honestly think this was trash that shook out of the bags area where you put your bags to be weighed, because it came off of it didn't come out of someone's bag. It just got tossed to the floor. So maybe a customer did it and I didn't notice. My point is, I picked it up thinking, oh, that's just trash, as I walked out. And that's when it all comes to me at once. Oh, So people have these things without the bag. Well, that's clever. I mean, seriously, I'm a fucking moron. This is maybe one of the few upsides to being a white American male. This isn't what your life's about. You're about the guy who shows up at Craigslist with an ad for a bike that's 120 and you're like, dude, why are you selling this for 120? This thing's worth 150 minimum. Here, let me give you 140. Come on, man. I could put an ad up today for 150 and sell this, so you're just doing it wrong. Here's 140. I know you're only asking 120. Just you're not going to sell me the bike? Are you crazy? That's white guy problems. And again, this is not to be hypocritical. I don't discourage people from doing what they got to do. I kind of discourage you from stealing, but if you have to, fuck man. Did I ever really have to steal in my life? Maybe once or twice. But let's just call it not arguable. For those of you that it is, well, trust me, I'm here to listen to the argument. If not, give you better reasons to reinforce your argument, especially if you're in need. It's just not me. I'm a different dude. I'm arguing over the price of the bike, trying to pay more for it. Put that in perspective, and then realize, with that limited and mostly not applicable approach to life, I'm here to listen, and I respect the hardships. I wish they weren't so. I'm working to make it different, a little bit at a time. I think in the dramatic business they call this foreshadowing. In my life I call it, well, don't burn myself, for God's sake, Paul. All right, we've moved from the sativa to the sativa hybrid. We'll call this more like a 50-50 indica. There's no question I should be now slowing down. That's the point. I mean, it's 12:20. I literally have to be at work in 5.5 hours, which leaves 4.5 for sleep, given a half hour of this, plus posting, plus the shower, shit, and shave routine in the morning, which I can get down to about 13 minutes total from out of bed to out the door. 12 or 11 requires cutting some corners, and anything under 10 means no shower. So we're not going to be doing that, at least not on day one. Well, day 1 V3. So we're not going to get into anything about that because I'm sure there'll be plenty to say tomorrow, which nobody wants to hear, especially me. So for 5, maintaining my current NJF was critical to me, which meant that tonight's detour from missing my open mic was fine and gives me the opportunity to truly work on what I'm working on for either debut a week from tonight or debut 5 nights from now. I don't know which bar I like better for their open mic comfort. Monkey Barrel and Tavern on 26th. It's a tie. If I could do them simultaneously, I would, but that's impossible. So, anyhow, my dilemma, not yours. That is about as difficult a challenge as my day presented, because as I opened my day, I will say I was a little frustrated. Well, if we're going to turn the clock back, I did have my wallet come back to me after almost 2 days of being gone yesterday, which is a fucking huge win. I'm aware of that. This has now happened to me twice. Hell, this has happened to me 3 times if we're being fair, because there is another time in Portland where I lost the 600 and something bucks in my wallet, but I got my goddamn cards back. And at that point in life, it meant a lot to me. So whoever decided that all the cash in my wallet was the reward for returning it was right. This time I lost $4, if my math's right. It could be as little as 22. But somewhere in that range. What's weird is this person this person got in touch with me, found my number, which is spooky first because I didn't know AT&T would have been updated this quickly, but I guess it is. Whatever. They got my number, and they had found my wallet, my cards, and a couple of other things that turned out not to be mine. strewn about on a bike path that I wasn't on. So it's a bit of a mystery what the fuck happened to my wallet. Truly it is. But I will say this, thanks universe, because not getting my card back was the huge deal if I had to go through any transgression here at all, because my auto payments were not funded. The only way to fund them is with the card. Getting all of that transferred over to a new card in 24 hours was not going to happen. So I was going to end up losing my 2 auto payments. One was to the card itself. That one I couldn't care less about. But the only other one I've got is to this podcast recording, $12.99 a month. Which, because my card came back to me yesterday, I put the money on my card last night. The card will run tomorrow. Everything will square up. But had any other circumstance other than my wallet being returned to me yesterday or today gone down, which, let's face it, it was 37 hours later that I got my wallet back. After 48 hours, I've only received my wallet back once. And there's no way I would have expected anything like this to happen last second so that it would save my ass. So the fact that it happened yesterday allowed me to do all these things today. So that should be number 1. Well, let's call it number 0. Wallet came back to me. Now, losing $24 sucks, but that was $24 that came to me that shouldn't have. So let's just say that I still have to return that money, but losing it was at this point in life in the easiest possible vein of losing it. So, plus I sold my 2 tennis rackets today, which was unexpected, though I did expect to sell something else yesterday. That fell through. Not because of anything other than, hey man, I'll be over there in like half an hour. Never shows up. This happened now 3 times since I left Home Depot, where somebody was literally with my address coming to buy something and then never contacts me again. It's a little spooky that they have your address. That's the spooky part. Certain things I don't mind showing at a local grocery store, but I'm going to haul a goddamn 100 half-inch air hose retractable reel. No. You can come to my garage. You can watch it in action. You can then have me take it off the wall. And then you can give me $30 for it. Because I'm asking for 40. The fact you want to give me the 40? Well, I'll try not to hold it against you. But in these circumstances, when nobody shows up, and then as you're going to bed tonight, you think, oh, I should check my email. Maybe that one dude who no call, no showed me has a reason. And he does. He says he would like to try to get together this weekend if I'm available. He's sorry that he was otherwise detained and forgot all about me, which I've done myself, so I can't blame him. And kind of gave me faith in humanity again. Because the other 2 dudes who did this to me, where'd they go? Who knows? But this guy, well, let's just say, temporary restraining order against my call for humanity to stay on the other side of the street. I will lift that, but, I'm not counting on this guy saving humanity. Let's put it that way. Which means number 5, saving humanity. I will put that here because I'm not saying I saved humanity today, but my day opened with the disappointment of this guy, no call, no showing, never contacted me again about something yesterday. Then that squared up. So he saved my humanity a little bit there. But my day started with somebody basically announcing that they were withdrawing from communication because they didn't want to become the sort of pain in the ass that they know they're going to be for the next week or 2. This might be the single greatest passive-aggressive move I've ever seen. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on none of that stuff. So I don't know any of that shit. And I assume this kind of maneuvering is rampant. But this is pathetic. This is so pathetic that I was forced to call it out. And I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to get involved in this. This is not something, this is territory in which I could just decide to sever the friendship. I could put this in the ignore until otherwise tempted by something mind-bogglingly fantastic. I don't even know what. Well, let's say that's the rule that I'd put on this. Ironically, I'd be paying that fucking bet today. And it's Okay, so I did intervene immediately, as soon as I got the message. Which, of course, I was 45 minutes late to the fucking charade, so I'm sure there were other calls to action that she was retrieving in real time. But as far down the totem pole as I probably was, and as far removed from giving a shit about this as I could be, when I was finally spurred into action, my immediate retort was, okay, as long as this means it's an August maneuver, by September, you no longer get to wallow. Those are the rules. Which I thought was fair, you know? I know this person quite well. So there could be a surprise incident in their life where death bestowed some sort of tragedy upon them. That's possible. But I think there'd be a lot more divulged if that was a circumstance. My other familiarity with this person is as a dramatic royalty member, and I'm one too. I'm not trying to be hypocritical. But if that's who you are, these statements need to be given boundaries and then pushed aside. They're attention-grabbing devices that are not worth giving people attention over. They are worth addressing. They're just not worth becoming the flag-mounted pole setting instance that will be placed upon them if not properly restrained in the moment. And I thought, fine, go wallow for a month. I'll see you in September was the perfect response. And the return is so meek. I don't even want to explain it. Let's just say that my thought upon reading the return was, okay, no. Don't forget that all opportunities to think something is going wrong that you are in the midst of in an unfortunate circumstance that only God could have created is all your fault. And the only person that's going to get you out of that shit is you. And the number one thing that's going to get you out of that is changing your attitude about whatever you think is going on. Period. I've done it enough to know eventually when I'm tired of feeling sorry for myself, this is how you get around to fixing it. If you're going to put yourself in circumstances in which you think you're a victim, you're going to eventually fall into the role of victimhood and think that there's a voice there of legitimate disempowerment, befuddlement, neglect, oversight. What is it? What is it that you're most afraid of as you fall into a role of victimhood? That you won't be noticed for having been transgressed against? Okay. It can happen to everyone. That you are in a moment of true disempowerment is a good word without anyone knowing or noticing or giving a fuck. Or even listening to you when you address the situation. It's completely disarming. It'll make you feel dismissed at best, overlooked at best, unclear in your presentation, perhaps enough to recycle through and give it another shot, but somehow, like you have now found a place in which you're not heard. Okay, there's two things to do. Either accept that, realize the world has bigger arguments than what you're going through, and move on, or fix it. But calling people over to look at it, okay, it's an option. I just think it better be the only option because the other two have been exhausted. You've done everything you can to fix the situation. You've done everything you can to simply move past it. But because of forces greater than you or circumstances out of your control, you continue to be thrown into this dilemma. Does anyone notice I'm on rewind over here? That's when maybe I would call attention to it. Until then, what do I expect? Aw shucks, wow, sorry mans. I don't know, what do you expect? The entire situation to resolve itself in your favor? How about finding what's going right in your life, letting go of what's going wrong as much as possible, wandering into the advantages you're currently experiencing, putting more of your energy toward that as much of that as you can muster, and then either letting it go or fixing with the new resolve and perspective a different venture might create whatever's your current holdup. So, why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, I forgot I did that today. And I think there's legitimacy in simply framing a new reality so that whatever it is that's eating you has less hold. In other words, there might be a situation in which there are no fixes. There is no better way of leaving this behind. It will only fester. And there is no dealing with it. I will just have to accept this lesser life going forward. Okay. Let's say that that's all true. When was the last time you picked up a guitar? When was the last time you did the New York Times Monday crossword puzzle? When was the last time you figured out a flowering plant that you could grow in a window that currently has no life? I mean, I know this is second grade response level, but sometimes that's what you need to hear. It's okay to learn how to play Tom Sawyer on the guitar. I mean, you'd probably want to start with something more acoustic like Alanis Morissette, but that's only if you're 54. Anybody else would start with a song meaningful to them. And just learning to play something meaningful to you is the difference between having a day that has meaning in it and having a day where you have to post that you're not available because you don't want to taint the lives of others with the disappointment that you become. Fuck, man. That is unacceptable. We can all go outside and learn 3 new types of botany in our very own yards. I can't name a single grass in my yard. I don't even know what that fucking weed is. Ragweed? Maybe? I don't really know. But I look at it and I think, I fucking hate you. I don't even know you. There's something I could be doing. I never run out of things that could make my day better. I have all kinds of things that make my day worse. I actually went through and wrote out a response to a situation that I fear I'll be facing, just in case I'm tainted by everything that I'm about to experience returning to a job I don't even want necessarily to be a part of. With all those thoughts jumbling my head, I wrote something out to clarify exactly how I feel, so that I know what I felt like the day before. So there's no question what the next week might taint. I get it. But without having that point of reflection to go back and reread, well, I know there will be something missing from the dialogue that's important to me now, which is where am I now? So, number 6, proactively, maybe for the first time in my life, I took care of a concern before it became an all-out problem. What do you know? All right, which leaves 7. We might as well stop this now. I'm just rambling on. Oh my God. 35 minutes into this, I'm sure you're done. Plus, look, can you feel the cottonmouth? So let's finish with weed. Today, with the racket selling, knowing I'm getting paid, having enough of a $15 cushion to decide to go purchase for the first time in about a month, concentrate. Oh my God, am I fucking high? Can you not tell how verbose I've been? I have so many things I haven't even gotten to, which I am not going to saddle you with now. But let's just leave it at weed does a mind good. Always.